I'm Jim Gordon, and I'm here at the offices of the Richmond Sentinel to bring you an important segment on the 2022 municipal elections here in Richmond. We've invited all the candidates to share with you, our viewers, why they're running and who they are, and why they want to serve the city of Richmond. Every candidate that accepted our invitation will be given the opportunity to share their views. Get to know the candidates here in Richmond and make an educated decision before you vote. Now, let's get started. Jasmine Piao is running as an independent. She joins us right now. Jasmine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jim.
You're quite welcome. Okay, as we're doing with everybody, you've got 4 minutes. Let's talk a bit about and tell our viewers a bit about yourself and why you're choosing to run.
Sounds good. My name is Jasmine Piao. I'm running for Richmond City Council as an independent candidate. I'm a born and raised Richmond resident in East Cambie neighborhood, and Richmond is really the place that has shaped me into who I am. And for me, I think I really like to see young people get involved in our local government to understand how decisions are being made and how these decisions are impacting our lives. I've worked with children and youth throughout my university years, and I have come to really have a strong love for community and wanting to see community put first, especially Richmond families who are working so hard to provide for their children and provide for this community. And I think that it's really important to have a fresh voice involved and to ask questions and get informed as a citizen what's going on in our city. What really got me involved in civic engagement was when I spoke to council in March, and I spoke up for my family about voting accessibility challenges, and I spoke up for the Richmond community in terms of just access to city facilities, recreation programs, and even to City Hall. So I found out there was a closed-door meeting, decision made for public policy, and for me, I realized local government has run unchecked for too long, and it's time for accountability. My mission is to be a voice for the people and to restore integrity in local governance. And so I really hope that Richmond residents will take the time to educate themselves on who the candidates are and choose for themselves who will represent their voices and their needs in the city. Okay,
we've got some time, of course, some questions asking everybody the same questions. First one that we're going to discuss is crime and safety. You talked about the community. This is a growing concern for not just Richmond, but a lot of cities in the Lower Mainland and BC. If elected, how will you address this?
I think it's really important that we understand what's happening on the front lines with the RCMP. So speaking to the RCMP and officers and the crime prevention department, understanding what are the statistics with the crime and addressing the specific concerns and needs. And I like to also hear from Richmond residents what they've been seeing in their neighborhoods and how we can address that. So consultation with Frontline and with our community members.
Talking about families and neighborhoods, another question we're asking everybody is about affordable or attainable, whatever word you want to put in front of housing. It is a growing concern, younger generations coming up and people that are just trying to make ends meet. Again, what do you see about that and what would you want to do?
I would like to see, in terms of the affordable housing program funding and the reserve funds, looking at is there enough funding and how can we allocate that funding towards affordable housing projects. I think innovation and creativity and how we diversify our developments, and looking at models such as from Whistler and Singapore, where we look at providing housing and certain eligibility requirements and provide rentership to affordable home ownership, and making sure that all demographics and young people and young families can afford homes.
About 25, 30 seconds left. This is more of your time where you can talk about another issue or issues that you're passionate about and want to focus on if you're elected.
Sounds good. I think, like I said, families is the heart of Richmond, and I think families need to be put first in decision-making for the city. And so I think we have families that come from cultures all around the world, and yet families are raising their children with common family values. And I love to see more resident and family input in terms of the city programming and events for children and families, and that we put the best interests of children and families first with consultation.
Okay. Yeah. Jasmine Piao, she's running as an independent. Jasmine, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jim.
And that does it for this edition of the Richmond Sentinel Spotlights on the candidates that are running in the next election, October 15th. Please educate yourself and vote on that day. For more details, and if you want to see more videos, please go to the Richmond Sentinel website. It's richmondsentinel.ca.